This Integra Onkyo is going to be a little trickier to test, but it was already priced pretty good. This thing kicks butt. I just heard this thing and I'm just like, wow. But anyway, we got to test this because if it's bad, I need to take it back and get it out of here. Don't need it taking up room. It's too bad it's not in better condition because I could try and resell it. It's not really something that I need, but I've never had an Integra version of an Onkyo, so I thought rather than just dismiss it, let's try it out and see. It might be amazing. Although I think it's going to be kind of thin like an Onkyo. The problem is there was 2 of these. There were 3 of them, maybe even some at the other stores. They're all kind of trash. They all have dirt. They've been in the back of somebody's pickup truck, possibly getting rained on. They're covered in dust. They've been in a not good location, I can tell. You see that? That's dust that's been blown onto this thing. This thing was in a bad spot. So we have our surround back speakers, our surround speakers, our front speakers, our zone 2 speakers, and our center speakers. These are a real pain in the butt. But basically, there's a couple of HDMIs, and this might be why somebody got rid of it, just because it doesn't have enough. It also has a lot of these and these and these. These were meant for installers. So you get CD, tape, game. There is no phono as far as I understand. You do have a preamp out. Front, surround, center, surround, back. And then I don't know what this is for, like a DVD that would have all these. Certain DVD players had all the audio out of them, which meant that the DVD player could do a lot of decoding for you when before they came out with all that stuff. We're just going to go ahead and hook this to our front speakers. I'd rather see some A and B speakers and not all this other BS, but it's okay. Alright, we get the dirty stereo in here. The nice scrape mark here. It's got the wrong knob, by the way. Oh, now it doesn't want to turn on. It was just the plug in the back. It was loose. Okay. So we got multi-channel in, DVD, VCR, cable, sat, game TV, auxiliary, tape, tuner, CD. I did always like the Onkyo displays. They're really simple, easy to read. Finding a remote for this would be a real pain. I'll be damned. All right. This one actually is decent because we have the tone control right here. So we can go bass 10%, 10%, 10 dB, treble. These are very high pitched, like all the Onkyos. You just roll off all the treble, turn the bass up all the way, and then it's almost where I want it. It's still kind of missing something compared to like one of the other stereos, but it actually sounds really good. And it's got a simple interface. There's some other stuff you can do. You can change the crossover frequencies. You can do the setup. You need a universal remote. But yeah, this actually is pretty good for $14. And actually today was 50%. So that would have been $12.25-ish. So anyway, didn't do too bad there. I think it's 80 watts per channel. It does definitely feel more like 100 watts, but I had it cranked it all the way up to 80 on whatever this volume knob is. I believe max is 99, so I had it about 80, about 82 before it started to sound funky. So that kind of makes sense because these speakers are probably rated at 100 watts, and they're not going to handle more than 80 watts. So cool deal, and I would not call this one in particular vintage because it has an HDMI on it, but it's getting there. Once it's 20 years old, you know, I would say this is probably from 2006, 7, or 8. Who knows? Maybe even newer. I'll have to look it up and find out. Anyway, thanks for watching. I wish I could play the music for you and you could hear how awesome it sounds, but you really got to be here in person anyways, so it doesn't really matter.